11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتم لي ساجدين. قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخواتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين. وكذلك يجتبيك ربك ويعلمك من تأويل الأحاديث ويتم نعمته عليك وعلى آل يعقوب كما أتمها على أبويك من قبل إبراهيم وإسحاق إن ربك عليم حكيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Thank you, Brother Ali. Inshallah, I'd like to invite Brother Measum to recite Hadith Qissa with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعوذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أمه، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله.
فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدة يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أمه، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدة، السلام عليك يا من اختار الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له: عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتا يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال: وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبتي هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. وقال الأمين جبرائيل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء فقال عز وجل هم أهل البيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد فقال جبرائيل يا ربي يتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا فقال قد أذنت لك فهبت الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويقصك بالتهية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إنما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم فقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا وقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة فقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله هما ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Jazakallah. Thank you so much, Brother Measum. Now I'd like to invite Brother Abdullah for Marcia with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajah.
बोल दिया तुम्हारा अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Abuzar?
Yes, Abdullah bhai.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
سلامی لینو نے کیا کیا جفا کی نشا کی ہوئی آل مشکل کشا یہ معنی ہے تسلیم و صبر و رضا کے قاتل کے حق میں بھی کے قاتل کے حق میں بھی یہ کہتی تھی بنت علی وقت غارہ کچھ اے شمر قیمت نہیں اس ردا کی میرے سر پر اللہ رہنے دے اس کو میرے سر پر اللہ رہنے دے اس کو کہ رونا چادر ہے خیر تماشائی کہتے تھے کوفے میں ہنس کر یہ سرننگ زینب ہے قدرت خدا کی اٹھا رات کو جس کی ماں کا جنازہ اٹھا رات کو جس کی ماں کا جنازہ وہ اب دن کو محتاج ہے ایک ردا کی سلامی.
فاتحہ. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد.
بستر سے تھر تھرا کے اٹھی تھام کر سا خبر نبی پہ فاتح آخری پڑا ہمسایوں کے گھر گئی رخصت کو کہا لو صاحب و بہل کرو اب کچھ ہے میرا صاحب و بہل کرو اب کچھ ہے میرا عزت تھی تم سبوں کو میرے شور و شین سے کل فاطمہ نہ ہوئے گی تم سونا چین کل فاطمہ نہ ہوئے گی تم سونا چین سے ہمسایہ کے حقوق سے آگاہ ہے جہاں لوگوں میرے یتیموں سے رہنا نگہباں اب ساتھ ان کا اور تمہارا ہے ہم کہاں بن ماں کی ہوتی ہے میری دکھیاری بن ماں کی ہوتی ہے میری دکھیاری بیٹیاں بچپن پر اپنے بچوں کے آنسو بہاتی ہوں تم پر حسن حسین کو میں چھوڑے جا تم پر حسن حسین کو میں چھوڑے جاتی ہوں رو کر کبھی حسن کو گلے سے لگا لیا آغوش میں حسین کو گاہے بٹھا لیا رخصت کیا کسی کو کسی کو بلا لیا پڑھنے کے واسطے کبھی خرا
اٹھا
پڑھنے کے واسطے کبھی خرا اٹھا
لیا
کہتی تھی گاہ بچوں سے منہ اپنا موڑ کر کل سونے گھر میں سونا ہے
بستی کو
کل
چھوڑ
سونے گھر میں
سونا ہے بستی
کل سونے گھر میں سونا ہے بستی کو چھوڑ
کر
سن لو وصیت میری اس وقت یا امام فضا سے میرے بعد عدالت سے لینا کام ہوشیار فاطمہ کی امانت سے صبح و شام دو بیٹیاں دو بیٹے بس
اور خدا
دو بیٹیاں دو بیٹے بس اور خدا
کا نام
میں نے بڑے دکھوں سے یہ سب بچے پالے ہیں حق کے حوالے تم یہ تمہارے حق کے حوالے تم یہ حق کے حوالے تم یہ تمہارے حوالے ہے آرزو کے خبر میں مجھ کو حسن لٹائے شبی میرے لاش کا منہ قبلہ رو پھرائے پھر خود کہا نہیں بچہ ہے ڈر نہ جائے ناگاہ کھیلتے ہوئے
اب ناگاہ
کھیلتے ہوئے دونوں یتیم چھاتی لگا کے بولی کے لو ہم تو مرتے ہیں تم سے سلوک دیکھیے کیا لوگ کر تم سے سلوک دیکھیے کیا لوگ کرتے ہیں یہ کہتی تھی کہ غش نے دیا موت کا پیام حجرے سے نکلے روتے ہوئے اقربا تمام ترتیب لاش کے لیے باہر گئے امام زہرا نے یا مسلح پہ اپنا
کیا
زہرا نے یا مسلح پہ اپنا زہرا نے یا مسلح پہ اپنا کیا لکھا ہے بس نماز عشاء کی ادا ہوئی اور گل اٹھا کے بنتے نبی کی اور گل اٹھا کے بنتے نبی خزا ماتھا حسن لاش کے ماتھے پر رکھ دیا رو رو کے اماں کہا اور غش ہوا تلووں سے اپنے ماتھے کو شبیر نے ملا پاؤں میں دم نہ پایا تو یہ کان پاؤں میں دم نہ پایا تو یہ کان میں
کہا
میں آپ کا غلام ہوں اور نور عین ہوں آواز دو حسین و اماں حسین آواز دو حسین و اماں آواز دو حسین و اماں حسین دو
صلوات محمد و آل محمد صلی اللہ محمد و آل
محمد.
Jazakallah, Brother Abdullah. Before I invite Syed Hadi Yassin to the mic, I'd like to request a Surah Fatiha for Humayun Ali Beg, Bashir Nisa Begum, and all the Marhumin Marhumat and Shohada of Islam. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. I'd like to thank Syed on behalf of Zainabia Center and the Al-Ajal Youth for taking time out to be with us in this Ayam Fatimiyya. Please help me welcome Syed Hadi Yassin with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I just got word that Syed will be logging in shortly, inshallah.
Salam Samlana. If you are ready, we had introduced you right before you logged in, but whenever you're ready, you can take your time. If you want to unmute yourself, you can start with the program, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khaira. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Malana. Thank you again for joining our community and blessing us with your advice and reciting the majlis for Lady Fatima.
جزاكم الله خير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبا القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة لأعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليك يا ممتحنة امتحنك الله الذي خلقك قبل أن يخلقك فوجدك لمن امتحنك صابرة. السلام عليك أيتها الصديقة الشهيدة. السلام عليك أيتها المظلومة المقصوبة حقا. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah inshallah bless you all and keep you all healthy and safe with the best status of Iman inshallah. Our condolences on the martyrdom of Sayyidatul Nisa al-Alameen, Siddiqatul Kubra, Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, daughter of Rasulullah, to you all mu'mineen and mu'minat, and before to Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wassalam. May Allah inshallah let us be among the true followers of our Imams inshallah and have the muhabbat and love of Zahra salamullah alayha and his children in our hearts inshallah. Bi barakat salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajhum. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this great tawfiq and opportunity to be with you. Inshallah, we'll have the opportunity to talk about some of the important attributes of Fatimiyya. When Ma'asum, infallible person such as Rasulullah, that Quran says, La yantiqu anil hawa, he does not talk based on his own desires. He does not get emotional to talk about something. When Rasulullah, he says something, it's indeed the truth, indeed all truth. There's nothing that, it's out of the truth and out of the haqiqat in it. He says to his daughter, he says, Zahra is Sayyidatun Nisa. She's the best of all women of both worlds. Sometimes we say something, sometimes I might say something, you say something. We usually pay attention to only that aspects in our mind, and we might admire the person because of what is in our mind. We don't look at other aspects. For example, you might admire a person who is a businessman, a businesswoman, a mother, a father. You look at them from that angle. You say, mashallah, he's a very good businessman, very good father, very good mother. In one aspect, you admire and you praise that person. We cannot look at all aspects, right? He might be a good businessman, but in the house might be a horrible father or mother or something like that. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or Rasulullah, they say something, which whatever Rasulullah says is what Allah is satisfied with that. When they said someone such as Zahra is the best of all women, khayrun nisa or sayyidatun nisa al-alamin, indeed from all aspects she is the best. Not only from one aspect, in all aspects she is the best of all. Let's not get emotional, not just because we're the followers of Muhibbeen of Sayyidah Zahra. Let's make it academic, because we should look this way, we should talk this way to be able to prove the points. And there are enough beauties and proofs that we don't need to get emotional about these things. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something is the best, is the best. When look at Zahra, if you introduce to her to someone else who not even Muslim, they will admire her. Who is she? Being a daughter, she's the best of all daughters to her father, which is what? Which Rasulullah gave the title of Ummi Abiha. She's so kind, so passionate, so respectful to her father. She's doing so much for her father and for her Rasul, that much that a mother would have done for a child, right? How much a mother would do. Not as sleeping at night, taking care of the baby, everything, right? Your daughters usually don't do that. But she's doing so much for her father. Rasul says, you are what? You are the mother of your father. In terms of what else, what you do for me and all those efforts and dedication you have. When it comes to be a wife, Amir al-Mu'mineen, how he's describing his wife, Sayyidatun Salah. Rasulullah one day came to Amir al-Mu'mineen and says, Ya Ali, how do you find your wife? How's your wife? Tell me, how's your wife? Who's asking Rasulullah? About who, Sayyidatun Salah. From who, the best of all men after Rasulullah, Amir al-Mu'mineen? It's a very important question. And I believe this is the philosophy of marriage, by the way, a doctrine of marriage. Amir al-Mu'mineen tells Rasulullah, Fatima, she is the best of all supporters towards worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ni'mal aun ala ta'atillah. The best of all supporters for me to follow Allah and do the ta'at of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From being a wife, she's the best. Being the mother, look at the fruit of her parenting. Look at Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, look at Sayyidah Zainab, Kulthum. These are the fruits of this household and the parenting of Hazrat Zahra and Amir al-Mu'mineen. She's the best mother for the best of best children. When it comes to be part of a society, she's the best residence of her society. She's an alimah. She's teaching Quran, ahkam, knowledge, fiqh to the women of Medina. She's the source of ilm and knowledge. When it comes to someone who would support the Imam of her time, look at that. How she's supporting the Imam of her time. She sacrificed her life for the sake of the Imam of her time, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam. From all aspects, she's the best. From all aspects, she's the purest. That is why she deserves to achieve the what? The title of you're the best of all women in the world, in both worlds. Sayyidatun Zahra. We all recite this ayah karimah that recites, that about the taharat of Ahlebaith. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Innama yuridullah liyudhiba ankum ar-rijsa Ahlebaith wa yutahhirakum tathira. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Innama yuridullah. Allah Himself, He wanted Himself to that happen. This is the wish and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He Himself wanted that to happen. And it says here that he wanted to purify you Ahlul Bayt from any filth, any dirt, any impurity that you can imagine. If our Imams are the purest, or if our Imams are the lights and the nur of Hidayah and guidance, you tell me, whenever you see something pure, if you see a crystal clear spring, you ask yourself, where is the head? Where is the origin of that purity and nur? If I ask anyone, what is the origin of the purity of our Imams, 11th of our Imams, where that comes from, everybody point out to what? To the root. In Arabic, one of the ways that you say the root of something, you call it what? Mother. The mother of purities of Ahlul Bayt is Sayyidah Zahra Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The mother of the nur of Ahlul Bayt and Imams, 11 Imam is what? Is Sayyidah Zahra Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You want the proof? Bismillah. Let's again not get emotional. Bring the proof to it. The beloved Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wassalam, he is the one who is the Imam of Hayy, who is alive, Baqiyatullah. He is the one who will complete the mission of 124,000 prophets on this earth, right? All waiting for the Savior to come. Look how he's talking about his mother, Zahra Sallallahu. Bahar al-Anwar, volume 53, page 179 to 180. Imam al-Zaman, he's saying, وَفِبْنَةِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ لِي أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Indeed, if my mother Zahra, there is a great example for me. My example and my role model is my mother Zahra Sallallahu. Do you know someone such as Imam al-Zaman, that who is the Imam of the time, right? The anchor of the sky and the earth and the heaven. When he says someone is my role model from all aspects again, from political, from spiritual, from knowledge, from taqwa, everything. The one that I look, who's your role model in life? If I ask you a role model, for example, in life, different people that you want to become like that person, right? This is the role model. This is your target. Uswa. Imam al-Zaman, he says that the one that I look up to is my mother, Zahra Sallallahu Alaihi. That's not all. Of course that it is. Of course that's the fact, and that's it is. But I would love the audience to be always active, not passive, and have questions in their mind. How is it even possible, Mulana? Because in Quran, in Surah Ahzab ayah 21, we recite this ayah, وَلَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Indeed, in Rasulullah, in the Prophet of Allah, there is a great example, and he is the role model. How do you put this together? It's very easy. Very easy. Rasulullah answered himself. When he talked about Zahra Sallallahu, he says, Allahumma innaha minni wa ana minha. Rasulullah is saying, Ya Allah, she is from me and I am from her. Well, we understand the first part, she's from you because she's your daughter. What do you mean that you are from her? What does it remind you of? Remember, Husaynu minni wa ana min Husayn. Subhanallah. Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. What does it mean? I know Hussein is from you because he's your grandchild, but you are from Hussein. That means we're the same soul, same mission, same thing. Everything is the same. You heard about this. لَوْلَاكَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْأَفْلَاكَ. If it was not for the sake of you or Rasul, why would we have created the whole world? There's no reason to do that, right? We create it for the sake of you, not just for one person, because you are finishing the mission of the prophethood of 124,000 people. The guidance of human being comes from you, and you finish it. لَوْلَا عَلِي لَمَا خَلَقْتُكَ. If it was not for the sake of Ali, your mission would be unfinished. Why? Because after you, Ya Rasulullah, 23 years of your risalat, who's going to take care of the ummah? If the successor is not there, who's going to take the ummah? Who's going to take care of the ummah? All prophets, they had successors and they picked their own successor. Musa, he picked his own successor, who is Harun, by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and approval of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They all do this. No one would leave the ummah unattained. No one leave the ummah. You are the business. I know a lot of businessmen are among us, inshallah, right? You would not leave your business without someone to take care of it in your absence. How is it even possible? Allama Amini rahmatullah alayhi, once he had one of his friends, you know, Ahlul Sunnah brothers, he came to his house. It was a Friday night, you know, the weekend over there. He was with him, you know, at night, and then before he leaves, Allama says, it was Shab al-Jum'ah, before the weekend, at that region. So Allama says, stay with us tonight, stay longer. He says, no, you know, Maulana, I have to go, I have a business, and tonight is the night that I have to give their salary, and I didn't choose anyone to take care of the job, so I have to go. Allama says, it's up to you, but you just remind me of something very important. He says, what is it, Maulana? He said, you reminded me that you are way wiser than Rasulullah. Because you think back, says, Astaghfirullah, Allama, what are you talking about? Rasulullah, he says, yes, you're wiser than him. He says, why? He said, because you have a small, you know, business, you have a small factory, cargo, and then you have to know, you know that you need to set someone, to put someone to design and designate someone for after yourself to take care of you. But Rasulullah didn't know that. He said, Astaghfirullah, what do you? Oh. How is it even possible Rasulullah leave the ummah without someone being in charge of this? How is it even possible Rasulullah for a few days or weeks or months, he goes out of Medina, he says, Ya Ali, you should be on behalf of me in charge of the affairs of people of Medina. And then when he is going to pass away, he's not going to put someone behind. Allahumma, that's why. And then at the end of this hadith says, وَلَوْلَا فَاطِمَةَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُكُمْ. If it was not for the sake of Fatima, I wouldn't create both of you guys. Why? Because from Fatima comes the generation of Hidayat. From Fatima comes the generation of beauty. From Fatima comes the generation of light and nur of 11th Imam. Subhanallah. That is. So now someone shouldn't come and say, oh, the whole world because of one person. The whole world because of one person, because of the mission of the world belongs to that person. Otherwise, if you remove the hidayah, the guidance from this world, what will be left? What will be left there? Nothing. Just eating, sleeping, working, and on one day dying. Right? What's the point of all this cost? Allah created us for what? That's the importance that we pay attention. We see why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Therefore, look at this lady and the position of this lady in this dunya and in the whole world. Imam Baqir alayhi salatu wasalam says, we're all Hujjatullah, we're all the representative of Allah for ibad, for everyone. The Hujjat of Allah on us. And our mother, Hujjatullah. She is the Hujjat of Allah for us Ahlebaith, for us Imams. Subhanallah. They're ma'soom, they're infallables. Again, they don't get emotional to say something. La yantiqu anil hawa. They don't talk based on their own desires. No, it's the truth. Our mother is the Hujjat of Allah on us. We're the Hujjat of Allah on you guys. That's why it says whenever Imam Baqir, he had the fever, he would put his hand on his forehead and he would say, Ya Ummah. He will call his mother for the shafa. Imam Baqir, who himself is the source of shafa, for himself, he asked his mother, Zahra. The root of beauty, the root of purity. And then imagine this lady that Rasulullah, you know, he's the most important insan on the earth have been ever created. Rasulullah, whatever he does should be based and according to Allah's satisfaction. He cannot do just because he likes to do something. Let me give you an example. Na'uzubillah, no comparison. A simple alim, a simple Maulana, scholars, your resident, anyone that comes, right? People look at them, what they do, they think this is part of deen. If they pray certain ways, says, Maulana, is this part of deen, part of the way that we pray? Maulana, I saw you take the wuzu this way. Is it this much? People pay attention, inshallah, to the ulama and scholars. Then imagine, no comparison. Rasulullah, whatever he does should have something, the proof behind this, right? from the books of Ahl Sunnah and our brothers Ahl Sunnah and Shia narrating that he stands up in front of Zahra when she enters the room. He kissed the hands of Zahra, subhanallah. Imagine in the TV right now, they show you one of the maraja, your marja in deen, your marja, he kissed the hands of his daughter. Na'uzubillah, no comparison. What do you say? Oh my God, look at this daughter, how important that the marja kissed them. Where is the marja? Where is Rasulullah? From this sky, the earth to the sky, the difference, right? When Rasulullah does this, what is he showing? When he's telling people, I smell heaven from my daughter, La yantahu anil hawa, he's not talking except based on the truth and the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why when Allah told him, imagine this scenario, O Rasul, I'm going to put it as a scenario. You tried 23 years of torture, of musibah, difficulties, effort for establishing Islam. Now tell me, what ajr do you want from us? What reward do you want me? Imagine Allah says, I'm going to open, this is my checkbook. Tell me how much you want me to pay for you, right? Rasulullah says, Quran says, لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. I don't want anything from you except the love of ghurba, love of Ahlul Bayt. And Rasulullah is ma'soom. He cannot ask for love of غير ma'soom, for love of someone or some people who are not infallibles. No. The ajr risalat, the reward of prophethood of Rasulullah is nothing except the love of ma'soom and infallibles. Today is the day of the Shahada of Syed Zahra. I have to say this. O Rasulullah, you know what happened after you. You know what they did to this lady. That she has to come to the masjid. Because some people, they tried to say nothing happened. Everything was rosy color, beautiful. No, Zahra is very good. Zahra was very fine with everyone. There was no fight, no anger, nothing. Everything was perfect. Then we say two things. If everything was perfect and no problem was there, number one, where is the grave of Abu Zahra? Where is it? Is it even possible? Is it even possible that the daughter of Rasulullah, Abiha, Sayyidat al-Alamin, that all ashab, they confessed to that? They don't go to the funeral of this lady? They don't know where's the grave of this lady? They don't go to Salat al-Mayyit for this lady? It's impossible unless something was going on. Up until today, one of the asrar and secrets of the history of Islam is the grave of Hazrat Zahra, but we don't know, except Imam Zaman. Second, if everything was great, why should Sayyid Zahra comes to masjid and give khutbah fadakiyah or khutbah sermon to people of masjid and telling them you are the ashab of Rasulullah, or to some other people what happened to you guys and why are you not supporting me, why you're occupying my belonging which is fadak? And the guy answers Sayyid Zahra that yes, we know that you're the sadiqa, we know you're telling the truth, everything you're telling. So if everything she's telling is the truth, by not giving her what belonged to her, you're saying that na'uzubillah, she lied. You're saying that Rasulullah says, نَحْنُ مَعَاشِرَ الْأَنْبِيَا لَا نُوَرِّث. We are the Anbiya, we do not have any inheritance for our family after ourselves. That's what they said, right? You heard this hadith. First and foremost, Quran says that Sulaiman got inheritance from Dawood. وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانَ دَاوُود. How come Quran says the Anbiya, both of them are Nabi? How come Quran says that a prophet can get inheritance from another prophet, a son can get inheritance from a father who is a prophet? But Sayyid Zahra, how is it even possible that Rasulullah says something against Quran? Is it even possible? No, it's not possible. يَرِثُنِي وَيَرِثُ مِنْ آلِ يَعْقُوبَ. Zakaria is saying, give me a son so he will be inherited from me. And how come Quran says the children of Anbiya, they will have inheritance on earth, but we're not? Sayyidah Zahra not? Sayyidah Zahra, she did ihtijaj when she was talking to that person. She says, how come you will get inheritance from your father and I will not get inheritance from my father? Is it even fair? Is it even possible that? She's saying this, I'm reading from the book right now. She's saying that أَفِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ أَن تَرِثَ أَبَاكَ وَلَا أَرِثُ أَبِي. Is it in Quran that you get inheritance from your father and I'm not? لَقَدْ جِئْتَ شَيْئًا فَرِيًّا. This is a big and ugly lie. How come Quran says وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ دَاوُودَ? Sulaiman get inheritance from Dawood. And all many other things, right? This is one thing. The second, is she Sayyidatun Nisa al-Alamin or not? She is. Is she the most truthful person that you can find among the Ummah of Islam or not? And the whole world, yes. How come Rasulullah didn't tell his own daughter that Zahra Jan, be careful, after me, you're not going to have any inheritance? But told someone else. Rasulullah should have told his daughter, right? Zahra, be careful, after me, don't go look for anything because it's not yours. The other proof, you guys are telling the truth, and Zahra, na'uzu billah, nastajiru billah, she's lying? They're accusing her. One, about lying. Second, about what? About she's going to occupy something that is not her haqq. Na'uzu billah from. Na'uzu billah. The fourth, that means Ali is lying as well. Na'uzu billah. Because Ali, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he agreed with that, and he says, Zahra, go to the masjid and talk. If Fadak didn't log, who is more pious, who is more careful about Baytul Mal than Amir al-Mu'mineen? You guys or Amir al-Mu'mineen? Maqsubat haqqaha. Who occupied haqq of who? Allama Amini, rahmatullah alayhi, sahib al-Ghadir. He was in Saudi Arabia among the Wahhabis. They invited him for a dinner, for a lunch, or for dinner something. Group of scholars of the Wahhabis are sitting, and everyone. And then they asked, first he didn't want to go. He says, no, I don't want to come, forget about it. He knew there's going to be sort of, discussion or debate or something. He says, no, Maulana, please come, don't worry about it. After dinner, they said, everybody please recite the hadith from here. So they knew at the end it will be Allama Amini, he has to recite hadith. They'll rotate, now is the time of Allama Amini. Allama Amini said, I recite one small hadith with a condition you all approve the authenticity of hadith. He says, yes. Sure, Maulana, please. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Man mata wa lam ya'rif imam zamanihi mata mitatan jahiliyyah. The one who will die without recognizing and knowing the imam of his or her time would die with the death of people of Jahiliyyah, an era of ignorance. Are you all accept, people who are sitting, all ulama Wahhabi, are you all accept this is authentic hadith from Rasulullah? They all says, Sallam, no, definitely we accepted, sahih. Then Allama Amini said, I have one question for you. What is it? Who was the Imam of Zahra when she was alive? They narrated, they all put their heads down. They knew what that means. If they say she didn't know the Imam of her time, Mata mitatan jahiliyyah, she died with the death of Jahiliyyah, na'uzu billah, the daughter of Rasulullah. If they said she knew who is the Imam of her time, who is the Imam of her time? Anyone beside Ali? Anyone beside her husband and her cousin? They all got quiet. They knew what that means. So this is on one side, brothers and sisters. I very shortly want to mention something very important. Alhamdulillah, thank to Allah gave us tawfiq that we're among the followers of this lady and her children, her husband and her father. But my question to you is this, and to myself. What is our responsibility towards Sayyida Zahra tonight and all the time? She didn't sacrifice herself for Islam because me and you would just sit down here and praise her. No. Imam Hussein didn't become shaheed in Karbala for me and you just to sit down in Muharram and Safar all the time, we just cry and beat our chest for Hussein. No, not that, only that. Yes, that's. And in الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, you say the rest. In الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. We need to do this iman, have the iman, but we need to have righteous deed and acts. We need to follow these figures in action in my daily life. And let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask myself, and if you want, inshallah, you ask yourself. How similar, if brothers and sisters hearing me, Bismillah, how similar is my lifestyle and the lifestyle of my children to the lifestyle that Syed Fatima, she introduced and she wanted me to have? How am I treating my family? How am I treating my husband? How am I treating my wife? Is this the way that Islam tells me to do? How am I dealing with my children? Am I raising children who are following towards the path of Hazrat with the akhlaq and the moralities and interactions that I have with them, or the way that I do it with anger and attention and pushing them further away from din? And they look at me and says, oh, my father is Muslim. If this Islam is this, that you're yelling at me like this, I don't want to be Muslim. If the Islam is that my mom and dad, they always fight with each other. I'm a counselor from all around the world. I have a lot of people come to my office or contact me and talk to me, different nationalities, different groups, different ages. One of the main reasons parents, they come to me and say, our children have issue with Islam when they follow. You see that somewhere in the path, parents, they made a mistake. Parents, they represented Islam in the wrong way. You fight with each other, brothers and sisters. You fight with each other, husband and wife. You might destroy a generation after yourself, not just your children, not just these 2, 3, 5, 6 children around you. You might mess up the whole path that they had issue with. Is this Islam? Because the tarbiyat and nurturing is not just your children. These are the representative of a new generation comes, as you are the generation of your ancestors. The way that I talk to my husband, how I respect my husband, the way that I respect my wife in front of my children, this is Islam. Rasulullah, he said that husn khuluq, the majority of people who go to hell is because of their tongue. Or another hadith is because they're bad su'ul khuluq, bad temper. We think the majority of people go to hell because, they killed someone or they did something. No, the majority because Islam is what? Islam is a puzzle. That these are the pieces of puzzle. The salat that I recite was supposed to change me. The salat was supposed to change me. Did it change me? Did it affect me positively or not? Did it influence me? In the salat tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. How am I doing it? What is my akhlaq? How am I introducing deen to my children? How am I introducing Sayyidah Zahra and her children to my children so they know this is the path in action? Rasulullah says, if you like your brother in the community, if you like your brother, make sure you announce it. You tell him, brother, I'm so proud, alhamdulillah, that we're friends. I like you. I love you, brother, mashallah. Sisters to each other. Am I going to ask you, how about a husband to wife, a wife to husband? This is the origin of deen. This is what we have in deen. This is how we introduce deen to others. And we show this is the true deen by following the path of Ahlebaith, by doing something. Quran says, in kuntum tuhibbun Allah fattabi'uni. O Rasul, tell them, if you really like Allah, you need to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah. Fattabi'uni, follow me, Rasulullah. What can we do to follow Rasulullah? I don't want to take up much of your time. Let me wrap it up. My point here is this. How many Fatimiyya we experience so far, brothers and sisters? Depends on your ages. What can we do? We do not pass this Fatimiyya unless we make a change for ourselves and our family. What can we do? We ask Sayyidah Zahra, with your dua, help us. I recognize my deficiencies. I would not let this occasion, this Ayyam Shahadat and Ayyam Azab pass unless I find out how I'm supposed to do and how am I supposed to fix myself. If someone comes here and says, I experienced 15 Fatimiyya, 30 Fatimiyya in my life, 50 Fatimiyya in my life, 60, 70. Imagine if each Fatimiyya we will fix one deficiencies. Today we'll be a different person. I'm talking about myself. Making majalis azab practical, brothers and sisters. I want my children to see that my mom, my dad are wearing the black these days. Mom, what happened? Why are you wearing black? This is the azab of Sayyidah Fatima. This is azab of Imam Hussein. This is azab. Okay, so I see my mom and dad changed. The akhlaq is better. The way that they treat me is better. Oh, it's because of majlis. This is the azab of Sayyidah Fatima. It should be very important, majlis. Make majlis azab practical. That works, not a symbol. It's the sha'a'ir, it's the symbol, at the same time practical for us. There are many more recommendations, many things else we have to pay attention, inshallah. And we need to focus on to make this deen more practical for ourselves, to make this deen something that is more enjoyable. And where you can start from, brothers and sisters, your house. How you treat each other. How you communicate with each other. And the most important, how you are talking and dealing with your wife, with your children, with your husband around. You become a role model, inshallah, for others. You bring the love of Islam within the family. Why not? Why don't we have weekly family time, quality time? We sit together with our children. This is the sunnah of our marajas. Allah Majlisi, he had this. All right, Hassan, this is your turn, inshallah. Next week you come with a short hadith, a short lecture, inshallah. Fatima, inshallah, tomorrow or next week, it is your turn, inshallah. Come up with some good lecture, inshallah. Tafsir of one ayah Quran at this point. And then, inshallah, 10-15 minutes, half an hour of this discussion Islamically, some of the ahkam. And then after that, inshallah, we're going to have some fun game. We're going to be together, some good quality time. We're going to go out, have ice cream, have fun, inshallah. Also, this can make more bond relationship. There's a lot, brothers and sisters, that we have to learn from the Ahlebaith. It's not that they just taught us how to pray and how to fast. Before that, they taught us how to be human being. Before, they taught us how we need to be a good person, good insan in the society. How we need to be beneficial to other people around us. Therefore, this salat can help us to reach that. To help me when I pray to get away from my deficiencies and to become pure and pure. And the best path and the best supplement in this path is Zahra Salman. Indeed, Marhum Shahabadi, manqul from him. Indeed, without tawassul by Hazrat Zahra, as Ahlul Bayt, Imams, they did tawassul to Hazrat Zahra. Without that, no one can reach the maqam of irfan, the maqam of higher maqamat, and the levels and positions to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zahra, Fatimiyya is the mother of Ashura. You know, the reason that Ashura happened, brothers and sisters, you know why that happened? Because Fatimiyya happened. If they didn't attack the house of Zahra, salamun alayha, never happened that they behead her son Hussein. This is manhur from all books of, Tariq, not just Shia, that he brought the, group of people, they brought the fire behind the door of the house of Zahra, salamullahi alayha. They told him, that, he said, open the door, otherwise I will set the house on fire with everyone who is inside. They told him, that inside is Zahra, the daughter of Rasulullah. He said, I know even Zahra, even if Zahra and Ali are inside, I will set the fire at the house on fire. This house is the house of Wahy. This house is the house that Rasulullah respected more than any other houses. This house is the one that before Rasulullah leaves Medina, he stopped there. Before he enters Medina first, going to that house. This is the house of Hal-Ata. This is the house that how many times Wahy was nuzul, was revealed to Rasulullah in this house. Jibreel asked permission to come to this house, and you want to set this house on fire. Sallallahu alayki ya Fatima, ya bint Rasulullah. How difficult is Rasulullah? He knew what is going to happen after himself. I believe it was Salama said one day Rasulullah and Ali, they were in the room privately. I could see that Rasulullah is saying something to the ear of Ali, and I could see the vein of the neck of Ali was pumping so big, so hard. Rasulullah was saying, and Ali, he put his head down. One thing Ali said, Rasulullah, if I be patient, is it going to benefit Islam or not? Rasulullah said, Ya Ali, yes, be patient. Islam is going to be benefited by this. That is why Ali was patient when they attacked the house of Zahra. When they set the door on fire and he kicked the door and Zahra between the door and the wall. I ask you, brothers and sisters, if you see a pregnant lady, 6 months pregnant, you support, you help. You would not hurt her by putting her between the door and the wall and then kicking the door. Inshallah, this part is not true, that they said the door had the nail came out of it. When Zahra behind the door, she shouted out, Ya Fidlatu Khudini, Ya Fidlatu Khudini, oh Fizza, come and help Zahra, they killed my Muhsin. Oh, and sisters, they know, they said that the pain of miscarriage is way more painful and higher than the pain of delivery. With that condition, as soon as Zahra, she could see around her, she asked Fizza, where did they take my husband? Where did they take my Ali? She went around after Ali. Grab the clothing of Amir al-Mu'minin. I do not let you do that. It was the moment that Imam Sadiq said, Imam Bagir, وكان السبب وفاتها أن غنفذا مولى فلان لك ذهاب على السيف. The reason of the shahadat of Abu Mother is that Ghunfudh, the slave of that guy, he hit the arm of Abu Mother Zahra with the covered of sword. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Let me fast forward on. When Ali came next to the grave of Zahra, he's done with that. He's giving the body of Zahra to Rasulullah. He said, when I put the holy body of Zahra in the grave, I could see 2 hands of Rasulullah, such as the hands of Rasulullah. Says, give me my amanat, Ali. I'm going to say Zaban Hal. Ali, when I gave you Zahra, her face was not red. Ali, what happened? Ali John, when I gave you my Zahra, her ribs were not broken. Ali, what happened to my daughter? That is why he said, لَغَدْ اسْتُرْجَعَتِ الْأَمَانَةِ Ya Rasulullah, I'm giving back your amana and your trust. And after that, Ali on the grave of Zahra, in a day such as tonight, ونفسي على ظفراتها محبوسة يا ليتها خرجت. Ali is saying that, oh, I wish I was dead on the grave of Zahra. I wish I was not alive tonight to see what happened to you, Zahra. The most difficult part is that Ali is not supposed to do anything. Ali is supposed to be patient and tolerated. Assalamu alaikum ya Ahlebaith al-Nubuwwah. And Zahra said, Ya Ali, take care of my children. And Hussein in Karbala, in kunta bakiyan ala shay, in kunta bakiyan ala shay, fabki lil-Hussein. If you want to cry for anyone, cry for Hussein. The moment that Zainab, daughter of Zahra, she saw the head of Hussein on his spears. Assalamu alaikum ya Ahlebaith al-Nubuwwah وموضع الرسالة ومختلف الملائكة ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ. Bring your hajat inshallah in your mind. Inshallah, recite this part of the dua together. Ya Fatimata al-Zahra, Ya bint Rasulullah, Ya bint Muhammad, Ya Qurratayn al-Rasul, Ya Sayyidatana wa Mawlatana. إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا. All together inshallah, bring your hands up with your hajat inshallah. يا وجيهة اشفعي لنا عند الله يا وجيهة عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم في دعاء إن شاء الله. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم. ثبت قلوبنا على دينك بحق الحسين يا الله بحق الزهراء. Hasten in the dhuhr of her son Mahdi alayhi salam. Ya Allah, let us and our generation always be strong in the path of Islam, Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Do not let anyone from our generation be against the path of Ahlul Bayt and Quran. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those brothers and sisters who have hajat and requests, بحق الزهراء, give the khair hajat to them. Those who are under difficulties all around the world, provide opportunities for their freedom. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, بحق الزهراء, cure them all at this moment. Those who passed away, send the thawab and reward from our gathering to their soul, inshaAllah. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Inshallah, I'd like to invite Brother Ali Asad Rizvi to recite Matam Hussain. Ya Hussain.
Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. This Noha is basically a wasiyat of Hazrat Zahra that she did, that she made to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Ya Ali, meri mayyat par mera haq khane wale na aaye. Ya Ali, meri mayyat par mera حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں. دربار میں تیری زہرا کو دربار میں تیری زہرا کو رلوانے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی میرے بابا ہر لمحہ جس در کو چوما کرتے تھے اس در کو جلانے والے اور اس در کو جلانے والے اور جلوانے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی سب اہل سقیفہ کو پیغام میرا یہ دے دینا بابا کے پاک جنازے پر بابا کے پاک جنازے پر نہ آنے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں. یا علی پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے بالوں میں سفیدی چھائی ہے زہرا کو تیری اس حالت میں، زہرا کو تیری اس حالت میں پہنچانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میرے محسن پر گریا حق تھا میرا جو چھین لیا، یا علی میرے محسن پر گریا حق تھا میرا جو چھین لیا، یا علی مجھے مرتے مرتے بھی، یا علی مجھے مرتے مرتے بھی تڑپانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میری میت کو چھپ کر تاریکی میں دفنا دینا، رونے کے لیے مجھ پر مجھ کو، رونے کے لیے مجھ پر مجھ کو رلوانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں، یا علی میری میت پر میرا حق کھانے والے نہ آئیں۔
Jazakallah, Brother Asad. If anyone would like to recite Ziyarat, inshallah, and then inshallah we'll end the program.
Assalamu alaikum. I can do the ziyarat if nobody is available.
Yes, please.
This is Khurshid Ali. Assalamu alayka ya Rasul Allah. Assalamu alayka ya Nabi Allah. Assalamu alayka ya khayr khalqillah. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Fatimat az-Zahra Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. Assalamu alayka ya Abiha. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Sayyid al-Wasi'een. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Fatima az-Zahra Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Gharib al-Ghuraba. Assalamu alayka ya Mu'in al-Duwafa wal-Fuqara. Assalamu alayka ya Shams al-Shumus. Assalamu alayka ayyuha al-madfuna bi arz Tus. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Mawla ya Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman. Assalamu alayka ya Khalifat al-Rahman. Assalamu alayka ya Imam al-Ins wal-Jan. Al-Aman, Al-Aman, Al-Aman min fitnat al-Zaman. Ajjal Allahu ta'ala farajak. وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وزهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أحسنت. ما شاء الله, very good program. Al-Ajal group.
Jazakallah, uncle. Inshallah, now we will end the program with another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma
salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Jazakallah, brothers.
Just requesting everybody who's there to read Amma Yujib for some mu'mineen who are not well 5 times. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
جزاک اللہ.